the democratic government which my husband died for has betrayed Chris and his family by releasing his assassin. And I will not withdraw that statement.
The outspoken widow of the late General Secretary of the Communist Party, Chris Hani, has accused the government of betraying the legacy of her husband. Janusz Walus released on parole on the 7th of December last year, following a Constitutional Court judgment, has pit the Hani family against President Cyril Ramaphosa's administration. Dimpho Hani says the judiciary, especially the apex court in the land, the Constitutional Court, must be criticized for not consulting her family on the release of Janusz Walus. Hani's widow says the government of the day has forgotten about the liberation icons and war veterans languishing in squalor.
There is no political will, and I'm honest. There is no political will to solve the military veterans issues. I'm saying this. I don't have first-hand information, but I read a lot. I talk to comrades, and they've been moved from pillar to post. Nobody seems to be taking a decision. That's why I'm boldly saying, Comrade Nomvula, there is no political will. Can you get it somewhere? I don't know whether you hid it under whatever, but just get it back and do something about the military veterans. It's not correct. As long as there is no political will, as South Africans, we are going to suffer. We need a leadership that takes decision, that looks after the poor, that loves your people. In the beginning, you loved us. I don't know what has changed. Whether it's power, it has run into your heads, then you're forgotten. But that's not important. What is important is this movement of Chris. He would have raised it sharply about the veterans.
COSATU President Janusz Walus says the poor state of service delivery is a betrayal of the liberation icon. Municipalities are crumbling, lack of service delivery, with the triple challenges of poverty, inequality and unemployment.
With the unemployment that is sitting at 42%, with South Africa remaining the most unequal society, with poverty levels continue rising and corruption crippling the state, one efficient state-owned entities that is in ICU, and an economy that crippled by the load shedding, and municipalities that are struggling to provide basic services, then we have in many ways failed Comrade Chris's memory. Lenin asked, what is to be done?
The tripartite alliance is divided, disjointed and not speaking in one voice. ANC First Deputy General Secretary Nomvula Mokonyane has criticized Nahao's strike for preventing citizens from accessing health care.
This is not the occasion to discuss the problems of the alliance, but all of us know that it is not in good health. It is not in the best of shape. This at a time when we are facing the most difficult elections since 1994. Therefore, this begs many questions, amongst them being, how do we fight an election when leaders of the ANC, leaders of the alliance and the mass democratic movement daily speak in discordant tunes? How do we fight an election when key components of the alliance seem to have forgotten that the aspirations of the working class cannot be fulfilled outside the pursuit of the national democratic revolution, that preventing ambulances from delivering the sick into public health facilities doesn't serve the cause of anybody but social conservative forces who will seek to convince society that the trade union movement is a nonsensical social excess baggage. How do we fight an election when we have practically retreated from the battle of ideas, such that despite our rhetoric, we have relative we have, relative to the opposition, not put forward as much ideas that have exercised the population on the ideal of a non-racial, non-sexist, united and prosperous South Africa in the last 12 months or so.
The SACP has called for the renewal and reconfiguration of the tripartite alliance in order to win the upcoming 2024 elections. Samkele Masego, SABC News, Ekurhuleni.